Hi everyone, my name is Camille Sosa. So for today's video, I'm going to tackle about I'm going to have a tutorial video about network, protocol, and communication, which is studied in chapter 3. So if you're interested in this video, please keep on watching. Let's continue. A role of a network layer addresses is network portion on IP address. The leftmost part of the address that indicates which network the IP address is member. Host portion, the remaining part of the address that identifies a specific device on the network. Source IP address, and the IP address of sending device. Destination IP address, the IP address of a receiving device. Role of data link layer is um, layer addresses, source MAC, and destination addresses. This is the link address or the Ethernet MAC address of the sending device. Destination MAC address when the receiving device is on the same network as sending the device. This is data link addresses. When all devices need to receive the same messages simultaneously, the message will be delivered as the broadcast. Unicast delivery occurs when one source host sends a message to one destination host. The sending of the same message from the host to a group of destination hosts is multicast delivery. Duplex communication refers to the ability of the medium to carry messages in both directions. The TCP/IP model consists of 4 layers: application, transport, internet, and network access. The internet layer determines the best path through the network. Physical addresses are encapsulated at the data link layer. Logical addresses is also known as IP addresses are encapsulated at the network layer. Port addresses are encapsulated at the transport layer. No addresses are encapsulated at the physical layer. A default gateway is only required to communicate with device on another network. The absence of a default gateway does not affect connectivity between devices on the same local network. The protocols used in network communication define the details of how a message is transmitted, including requirements for messages, delivery options, message timing, message encoding, formatting, and encapsulations, and message size. The term data unit PDU is used to describe a packet. A packet is the PDU of the network layer of premise. Protocols provides rules that define how message is transmitted across a network. Implementation requires such as electronic and bandwidth details for data communication are specified by standards. Operating systems are not specified by protocols, but will implement protocols. Protocols determine how and when to send message, but they do not control the contents of the message. Open standard protocol facilitate interoperability between software and hardware made by different manufacturers. For example, Open Standard allow a client with Linux operating system to connect to a server running Microsoft Windows operating system. They would also be able to successfully exchange data if all software hardware protocols were proprietary. This would not be possible. The OSI model consists of 7 layers: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical. The transport layer defines the services to segment, transfer, and reassemble the data for individual communications. Let's proceed to bringing up this topic about natural everyday scenario, what we call that. So let's proceed. First situation is a web client is sending a request for a web page to a web server from the perspective of the client. What is the correct order of the protocol stack that is used to prepare the request for transmissions? First is HTTP governs the way that a web server and client interact. TCP manages the individual conversation between web servers and clients. IP is responsible for delivery across the best path of the destination, while the last on is the Ethernet takes the packet from IP and formats it for transmissions. Referred to exhibit, host A is attempting to contact server B, which two statements correctly describe the addressing host A will generate in the process. In order to send data to a server B, host A will generate a packet that contains the IP addresses. Host A will generate a packet that contains the IP addresses of the destination device on the remote network and a frame that contains a MAC address of the default gateway device on the local network. What will happen if the default gateway address is incorrectly configured on a host? When a host needs a message to another host located on the same network, it can forward the message directly. However, when a host needs to send a message to a remote network, it must use the router, also known as the default gateway. This is because the data link frame address of the remote destination host cannot be used directly. Instead, the IP packets has to be sent to the router remote destination host cannot use directly. Instead, the IP packet has to be sent the router will forward the packet towards its destination. Therefore, if the default gateway is incorrectly configured, the host can communicate with other networks hosts on the same network but not with the host on remote networks. So that's all for chapter 3, 4, no, 3. So if you're interested in this video, please keep on watching and continue. Stay tuning in my next video.